Three, two, one.
Yo, 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 what up, man? Welcome to Mezzo Forte Sportz. That's right, Bards Huck with the super fans. We are chilling out with the crew. Who do we got in today's edition? We got our faithful producer, Craig AV, fearless host, Danny BMD, and me, of course, your amateur hype man, super fan art. We're talking sports, Texas style. Go ahead and take it away, Dan.
Yo, yo, yo. Whoa, Evan, going a little fast for me there. Yo, welcome to Mezzo Forte Sportz. Bar talk for super fans, coming to you live, San Antonio, Texas, to your ears, providing some sports time for your free time. What up, this your host, Andy BMD. How's everyone doing, and how did your team do this week? Just want to give a quick shout out, in this case, to Mr. Crack AV, Superfan Art, for joining me today. How are you gentlemen doing today?
Oh, doing awesome, man. It's Thursday. We're on the eve of a nice Friday and a good weekend. I actually got some cool weather here down south in South Texas.
Where you at? Where you at, bro? Where you at? Tell the people.
I am reporting from Laredo, Texas, not in the Texas Ranger Stadium. Yeah, we had some pretty good rain, which has yielded some pretty cool 80s degree weather. Perfect barbecuing weather for some good slate of sports for the weekend. We'll get into that later on. How you doing, Evan?
I'm doing all right. Hanging out on Thursday. I'm not moving too much. I pulled my calf muscle yesterday. Ooh. Reminder to all you super fans out there, man, remember to stretch before you do anything.
What happened, bro?
We're skateboarding. We're skateboarding.
No, bro. He's trying out to be a fourth tight end.
I was playing the best sport ever called skateboarding.
I thought you were trying out to be like the fourth tight end for the Jaguars or whatever.
No, he's trying to be a walk-in for the UTSA Roadrunners. Like you should have been, Danny.
Yeah, I know.
You could have been
there. You were there.
They did. They had tryouts. Honestly, they did. And I mean, I don't know. I guess I could have
been on the inaugural team.
Could have kicked the ball, maybe. I don't know. Could have been super.
Yeah,
could have gone to Super Bowl. Maybe won the Super Bowl. Dude, kickers win games all the time.
You wouldn't be doing this podcast.
No, I would be doing it, but with no, I wouldn't be doing it because I wouldn't be doing it with you guys.
You could have helped a wild card team, maybe.
You'd be flying us over to your place.
Be like, Kyle, bro. You gotta get a live band play their theme song.
You could have been the Latin Justin Tucker. Just saying.
Yeah. So but it could have been. No, it's all right, guys. What about you, Crack AV? You could have been the next linebacker. Could have been Ray Allen.
Don't say that.
Put 50, 60 pounds.
I'm just a white guy with a beard. That's all.
Boom.
Could have been beast.
I mean,
at least in Laredo football. Yeah. Once we go get San Antonio, it's a different story.
I was getting ones at UIL, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. He's a musician at heart. That's your forte. It's a play on words.
Oh.
That's the name of the show.
I see what you did there.
There you go, guys. All right, so we're going to go in talk a little bit about our agenda today. So we are obviously going to talk a little bit NBA playoff picture. So, again, the play-in tournament is a little different this year. We've talked about it several times in the show. We just kind of talk about what it is, what it currently is right now. I have Superfan Art lead us that way in a bit. And then we'll also talk La Liguilla. So Liga MX did start their playoffs as well. La Liga, it's currently playing as we speak. It actually started yesterday. It continues on this weekend. So we'll definitely kind of go over that. And obviously Champions League, we'll talk a little bit more as we see that forward towards the end of the month. Also, additionally, we'll talk NFL Week 1. I know the schedule just was released. What was it, today, I believe? Well, was that
It
today?
was yesterday, or if not today, it was yesterday.
If
Hot
today,
off
if
the
not yesterday.
press.
Yeah, I think yesterday they released week one, and then today was like the rest of it, something like that. So yeah, so definitely check us out, guys. I know that um I know right now, currently right now, just kind of switching over. Sorry to our Twitch, our YouTube, and our Facebook users. So if you guys are our viewers, if you guys are viewing us right now, just go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow us real quick on that. We definitely like that. We are gonna do a raffle very soon. I know I keep talking about it. And in conjunction with a couple of our partners, we'll raffle off a couple of art. So all you need to do is
Not me,
share.
like actual artwork.
Not him, or maybe him. I don't know.
I'm
Art
not a
of.
sellout, dude. I'm not for sale. You can't. Y'all can't afford me.
Oh my! Calm down, Dak. Calm down.
You need artwork designs. That's what you mean.
There it is.
But yeah, we'll definitely talk NFL week one. We'll talk like just a couple highlight games that we've see we've kind of looked at, and just kind of why they're important, why they're a little bit of highlight games. We'll get more into that, the actual entire like NFL schedule later on, probably like by next week, whenever we do get the rest of the crew on, so we can get a little bit more of opinions on that. But definitely as well, I know that we did talk, just kind of going along with that. We were gonna go ahead and revisit our question of last week, which was the super fan art question of the week, which in this case was, you remember, Arturo?
Uh,
We had two.
was
We
it?
had two. We had two, but we'll do
Yeah.
yours first. But we had two, and then that will be at the end of the show, or at the end towards the end. We'll talk about that. We'll ask another question, and we'll figure that out once we get there. All
Was it?
right.
It was about Aaron Rodgers. It
No,
was.
it was the hardest. So what's harder to win? Remember?
Oh, sorry.
What's
Was
harder
it
to win?
harder to win in NFL Super Bowl or NBA championship? Which is more difficult?
Which is more difficult? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can continue exploring that question as we continue on. All right, guys. So we'll go ahead and get right um into our NBA playoff picture talk. So I'll have go ahead and have a super fan art lead us into that. Who's made it in? Who's made it out? Who's not in? First of all, let's talk about who's clinched already. Who's already in? Doesn't need to worry about it. First six couple teams. I think everyone's pretty much in. We have like 2 or 3 games left. Talk to me, Art.
Well, current standings. Uh, I think the clinched in the East. I would like to say it's the Sixers, the Nets, Bucks, Hawks, Miami Heat, and the Knicks. They're already locked in, I believe. Uh, at the seventh spot was Boston. Eight was Charlotte. Nine is the Pacers, and the Washington Wizards are currently at the 10th spot. Now, flipping over to the West, clinched is the Utah, Suns, Clippers, Nuggets, Trailblazers, and the Mavericks. Seventh seed is currently the Lakers, followed by Golden State, the Grizzlies, and our Spurs, who currently were battling a close one with the Knicks just recently, and well, they got the L. So they got Spurs got two chances with the back-to-back Suns games. I think on Saturday and Sunday afternoon, around 1 Central Time ish. Uh, so yeah, it's already the last week. We're gonna know for sure, but pretty much there's not much playroom, I guess, because I mean, like in the Wizards, for example, they're 32 games. They're 2 games ahead of like the next team, which is Chicago. Uh, so right now it's pretty set which are going to be the 7, 8, 9, and 10 teams. Uh, Obviously, going to be watching closely with the Spurs. Uh, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, LeBron could technically be in that playoff. And I mean, he was very vocal about why he's against it. Uh, Obviously, he's not used to that situation.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts on that, man?
yeah, and the playoff. It's just weird, kind of like this year where there's more teams, and I kind of get it. I feel like it is more competitive, especially in the East. I mean, I'm sorry, in the West. The East, it's not the East, but the West is like, man, like they're literally game by game, like half a game, like who has the series, tiebreaker between them and stuff like that. So right now, kind of like you were saying, like I think the Spurs are already in. Honestly, I don't think the who, who's trying to catch him. Uh,
The Spurs are being closely followed by the Kings.
oh, that's right, that's right. We just talked about it earlier. So the Kings, in this case, now, one of the things that we kind of talked about is just kind of the play-in tournament. So right now, currently, the Spurs would play the Grizzlies. Honestly, I think the Spurs can take the Grizzlies. I honestly think they're both very young teams. I think the Grizzlies are just a tad better at in point guard. John Moran is for real, like for real, for real. And
He is the
but
future, man.
like yeah,
No
he's
doubt.
for real, for real. I think, but I mean, I do think that Murray a gives him a hard time. I don't think he stops him, but I think he does. I think it gives him a hard time, or like because it's just one game, right?
I I'm not 100% sure, but that would seem logical, like a one and done situation.
Yeah.
That
So
way, it doesn't drag on, so the real playoffs can start soon enough.
yeah. So let me see, like playing. Yeah. So yeah. So in this case, yeah, it's one and done. So you win, you win. So if the Spurs win, then they get to play Golden State and Lakers, and that's gonna be very interesting. Cause it's again, bro. It's one game, and you know how Curry can get, bro. Like hot, 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 done. Cause he can like you're down by like three, or you're up by like three, whatever. The Spurs have seen it all the time. You're down by three, whatever, or up by three. You can't, they by one, by three, by one, by one. But then he starts making a three, another three, another three, another. You're down by like 12. And it's
Yeah,
like God, and it's like one. All he needs is just to get hot really quick. That's gonna be interesting. What do you think of that?
I mean, he is an MVP candidate for a reason. I don't know if he'll get it or not. Yeah, yeah. Actually, isn't the MVP going to be like chosen like soon after the regular season's over?
Yeah, I think
Well, soon
he.
enough
Yeah, well,
after.
I think who do you think is MVP? I think it's gonna be the Joker.
Yeah, it's between Curry and the Joker. I haven't seen too many Nuggets games, but I mean, that guy's a beast. He didn't have to be an offensive machine, but like he just, he gobbles and rebounds. He muscles his way in. He's a dominant big man.
And he
I
can
like his style
assist,
of play.
like he can
It's yeah,
pass. And
I,
I think it's between him and Chris Paul, but yeah,
exactly. Now going back to Curry, yeah, that dude can like you don't want to get him like started because he won't stop. Like I mean, we've seen him in the past. He'll massacre you like I don't know. He'll just do it pretty bad.
yeah. So I mean, he can get on a very hot streak really quickly, and he can just it's lights out. Granted, it's not you don't have KD just in case you go rusty, and I mean you can kind of argue about the team, but it's gonna be very interesting. But just kind of on the other side, just kind of something that pops up to me is the Hornets made the playoffs. They actually made an 8th seed. So
Yeah, they
just
would
kind of
play
wonder.
Boston, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, they played Boston.
If
So
everything holds still, yeah, they play Boston.
so what do you think of that? I mean,
Ah,
let me hold on. Before that, do you think
okay.
MJ is finally making good management decisions? Oh,
Well, you can't argue with their success. I mean, they're riding high, just like the Knicks. So many years of obscurity, and all it takes is just that right ensemble of coaching and the GM, and like draft picks, that they got it right. I mean, I thought Lamelo Ball would be like all hype, but no, that kid's for real. He's definitely like the one of the players of the. He's definitely the franchise player for the Hornets. Yeah, he's part of the future of the NBA. Uh, it's evident. I don't know if he'll win Rookie of the Year. I don't see who else could win. Uh, but yeah, since he's gotten back from that little injury he had, they've been riding high, and they owe a lot of success to Lamelo Ball. Don't get me wrong. I think they'll definitely give some comp to Boston, especially since they're shorthanded with the lack of Jalen Brown. It'll be a more even matchup. Uh, on the other end, you got the Indiana Pacers versus the Wizards. Russell Westbrook, that guy is just, he's breaking records. I don't know what kind of slump he was going in his years in Houston, uh, but he's definitely like riding high. He's having fun, and it's transferring into wins for Washington. Uh,
What do
so
you
yeah,
think? What do you think? Well, going kind of interjecting right there, like kind of doing a little tangent with Westbrook. What do you think about Westbrook specifically? Where he just congratulations to Russell Westbrook. He did break the record for most triple doubles in NBA history all
hmm
time. But specifically, and like I know that it's the big argument is he has a lot of triple doubles. He doesn't have any rings. He's had chances to get rings, but he just doesn't have any. And because he's played with KD, he's played with Harden, and now they play together, and I mean it's different, but you know what I mean. So like, what's kind of like your opinion where um it's where do you think obviously he's a great player, but would you put him in the all-time greats along with the someone that's actually won a championship?
are you saying that if for some reason he ends up retiring years from now without a ring,
Yeah.
you're saying will that tarnish his legacy?
Yeah.
Uh, Not really. The stats are just too great to overlook. I mean, you say he broke that record. Uh, I mean, yeah, he did have some help with Harden and KD back in his Thunder years, and then he did a little transition to the Rockets. He did have Harden. Now he's with the Wizards, and he's pretty much transferred his success wherever he's been going. Uh, I mean, yeah, he'll definitely be Hall of Famer. Uh, but no, I mean, I wish the guy could get a ring. Just like Steve Nash or Charles Barkley, guys who really like made an impact on the league, but don't have any like rings to show for it. I do hope he gets it. Uh, so yeah, ring or no ring, his legacy is already cemented.
Nice. I agree. I mean, you can, they have I know how they always put all these all NBA like lists and stuff like, oh, best players to do this, best players to whatever,
Different
and then
accolades, yeah.
yeah. So one of the big ones is always best one of the greatest players to never win a ring, right? So you
Yeah,
have your AIs, your Charles Barkley's, your Carmelones, John Stockton's. I mean, unfortunately, they
yeah,
lived in like eras where I mean, it was Michael Jordan, bro. Like you're bad. Patrick Ewing, same thing. Like it was just one of those things, and it's just, I mean, you can't really argue with that.
yeah.
Um, so,
The MJ years, like, you good luck trying to like even like beat the Bulls in like a series. So even
yeah,
get like one win in a series with the Bulls and Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, but kind of coming along to to the point where, if Russell Westbrook were to retire, he doesn't win a ring. I do think he does get in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if it's like first ballot, but I still do think he gets a Hall of Fame just strictly because of his a triple doubles because it's like Shaq, dude. Like Shaq was like, oh, people talking about how like he's just stack padding, like, dude, getting a rebound in the NBA is hard. It's like, I mean, you got bodies like hitting you and stuff like that. Like just getting one rebound. He's like, I remember, I mean, I'm a big dude, but I would just getting one rebound is just very hard. And assisting and stuff like that. I mean, he's a basketball player. I just don't think I don't know. His style of play. I always thought that if he went with the Spurs, I think he would be able to win us a championship. Honestly, I think Pop would cure him of his bad habits. I think he would respect him enough to do so. I think he can be like a faster, yes, dude, yes, a faster Tony Parker.
Mm. A bold, is a bold statement
Yes,
there.
yeah. I mean, I don't know about anymore because he's kind of on the decline now. But still, I mean, honestly, I'd rather take Bradley Beal now, just
Mm.
Westbrook is a slasher, bro. He's just a slasher. Like he'll get to the
Nice.
hole, he'll shoot, but like 40 times,
Yeah.
and it's just I don't know. It's just I feel like if you were to go to the Spurs, he'd be like a faster Tony Parker, but Pop would just like hone him like
You give me a good little idea for a small mini snack size segment for you, Danny. As like, you know how people flip houses? You're talking like Popovich is gonna flip players. So give me like three other players besides Westbrook that you think Pop could flip. Just totally rehabilitate them. They're like they're like the I don't want to say like the dogs of the pound that like they get like a dog whisperer and like just changes them like that. But yeah,
huh.
let's say well, who could Pop flip?
I, I,
Just totally transform
I don't
a
know.
makeover.
I don't know about like makeover. Uh, I don't think there's any actual player like that right now.
You know, just like straight up Sam Jackson, like Coach Carter, their asses.
I
Who's
mean,
the most hated player in the game?
I mean,
Kevin
The
Kevin
baddest of the
Garnett.
bad.
Kevin
Let's see if
Durant. No, but
Coach Pop could coach these baddest of the bad.
no, but I mean, but Kevin Durant can win like with anyone. I think, I think what I would, I don't know. That's actually a very good question. But I would like just, I guess one player I would like to kind of see would be CP3, dude. Like CP3 with Pop, bro. I think that's like I think that's guaranteed finals. I think that's his guaranteed finals, like straight up. Just cause like that's just like IQ and stuff like that. Another
Yeah.
another one. I mean, just kind of riding on the Suns, right?
Go ahead.
Devin Booker, or Clay Thompson. Imagine with the Spurs, boom, 35 points minimum.
We're not creating a super team. I'm saying players that could use a little coaching up, and Pop's the guy to do it.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I guess like just kind of if they would be in pop system, it would just be unnecessarily deadly. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know.
No-
That's a very good. Oh, okay, okay. Clint Capella.
Yeah,
Clint
that guy.
Capella.
We thought he was going to be do some good things in Houston, and lo and behold, they shipped him out. Uh, yeah, he could be a potential dominant big man.
Yeah. So I always thought he would be a very good like fit for the Spurs. I mean, it's kind of random or whatever, right? But just because the Spurs kind of really need a center. But yeah. Let's see. How about you, Crack? Anyone that comes to mind?
I just said Kevin Durant, but yeah, I just
Yeah,
think the most unworkable
actually,
player in the NBA should be coached under Pop.
Oh,
you know what? I can see that. Actually, that's a very good answer. Actually, because he is. He's like, I'm pretty sure probably like, bruh, stop, just stop. Like you need to
I mean, I
stop.
could say Kawhi Leonard, but I won't say him.
No, no, no.
No,
It
it's
doesn't
been done.
exist. There is no war about Sensei.
Returning
Kawhi.
back to the light side. I don't know. Some type of 80 montage
Is
movie.
it back in silver?
I mean, back when there was the James Harden sweepstakes, Spurs, there was the speculation or wishful thinking, that Pop could easily coach up Harden, like he could break him in. Like that guy's got attitude, and Pop's just the guy who can break him. So maybe Harden.
I think another player would kind of, I know he's not really broken or anything like that, but I think who'd be even better would be Ben Simmons. Like when Spurs,
Oh,
I think he could be like like a actual like a Tim Duncan type of player. But the thing is, like I mean, like in terms of not Tim Duncan, but like a generation type of like a Ben Simmons with pop, dude. Like, and more than anything for or like a player like that to like actually be able to like listen to a coach. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
All
What do you
right.
think? What do you think, chat? What do you think, chat? What? Just repeat the question, Superfan Art.
Which players out there could do with some benefit of coaching under the tutelage of Coach Pop? Pretty much, he's going to flip the player. He's going to break him in. They're going to
So
be the bad. They're the baddest of the bad attitude and everything, but he's just the guy who can whip him back into championship form.
nice. Actually that's gonna be the question, the super fan question of the week. So we'll go ahead and just
Of
post
the year.
of the year of the year.
Okay.
No, I'm
Of
gonna
the
put it
third. Of the Thursday.
of the Thursday. I'm gonna put it up. We'll post it up and see what you guys think. And see what you guys. I'm actually interested. I am very, very interested what you guys the answers we'll get. All right, guys. Kind of moving along into our next segment, real quick. We're just gonna talk a little bit of football. Thank you very much. We got a little bit of some Liga MX, some Mexican
Ooh,
soccer. Let's go
going to the
ahead.
pitch.
So in this case, obviously you guys know that I'm a huge America fan. I just am. I've always been since I was a little
Biased much?
kid. I'm super biased. It's for me. It's America, Spurs, Longhorns. I'm gonna tattoo them just somewhere sometime. I don't know, whatever. All right, whatever.
On your butt.
Some skin on it.
So, the Liga MX, La Liguilla did start, which is the playoffs. So in this case, we do have just the current matchups right now. We do have Pachuca Atlas. Atlas is currently 1-0 up on them. They play on Saturday again at 6. And you have Cruz Azul Toluca. Toluca is 2-1 on them. They do play at 8:05 p.m. These are all Central times. Right now, currently, America is actually playing Pachuca, so of course my team. I don't want to see the score. No one tell me. We can't even say it anyway, so whatever.
Unless it's over, you can't see the score.
Whatever, yeah. So it's okay. We still have another game, and then so we're playing Pachuca, and Monterrey is actually playing Santos later on tonight at 9:05. I guess it already started. I guess it already started. I don't even know. I just need to update that. So we'll see. Whatever happens on that during that match as well. So they're gonna go ahead and have the second leg this Sunday. Monterrey Santos do play at 6 p.m. and America does play Pachuca at 8:05 p.m. back. So so Superfan Art, talk to me.
All right, man. It sounds like you're very enthusiastic, and that's good. I got a few questions for you.
Nice.
Not that they're biased or written up. All right, Daniel. First question is: how far do you expect Club America will go in this current tournament?
Honestly, I mean, I'm gonna be biased, obviously, right? I do think they can obviously take the whole thing, all the way. They won it, several times already in the past, 5, 10 years now. They've been pretty dominant. Especially like even when they had Piojo or whatever. Him in this years, I know they obviously fired him now. Um, we're they're playing. I think they're playing a little bit better, and honestly, like I just America as a team just has a talent. And but it's just and the coaching matters a lot. I think the talent matters a lot more, especially like in Mexican soccer. But I think with Piojo gone, it created a little bit more a better chemistry. So now going right into the playoffs, Henry Martin's back. Roger Martinez is back. Sanchez has been playing good. Dude, I think they can score a lot. I think they can actually win the whole thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and answer and say champions. Boom.
Okay, that's very optimistic prediction there. Uh, just as a follow up, you have any gear? Any Club America gear?
I
Cap,
do.
Spurs, shirts. You
I
got to show me.
I
Just
do.
like
I was actually gonna wear it. I was gonna wear it today, but it's bad luck because it's not the
really?
home. Well, no, for me, because I have to wear the home one, and it's okay. This how everyone has their
Bad
own.
luck.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm interested in this. What's the superstition here?
okay. You know how everyone has
It's
their
a
own.
little superstitious, I think.
Okay, this is my. You know how everyone has superstitions, right? They have their own superstition thing. Okay,
Okay,
so for me, for sports, so I must start watching the beginning of the game. If I don't watch the beginning of the game, I can't watch any of the game because then they're gonna lose. That's just the way it is, right?
so if you don't watch from the very first second of the game,
I just
it's
can't.
bad luck to go
Or
back
at
into
least
the
for
game.
me to know, not watch it necessarily, but like know up, like kind of follow it. For like if I go like kind of mid first quarter, like I'm just gonna.
Okay,
It's just weird.
now
I'm just weird like that, right?
what about the jerseys?
Now the jersey for me, like you have to wear the home jersey the first game, um, or else or the visitor jersey the second leg. I don't know. I always do that. Like home visitor, even if they're not home visitor themselves, but I always just do that myself. And I don't have a home shirt. I only have a visitor shirt. So I'm
Right.
not gonna wear it today. I'm gonna wear it on Sunday. Yeah. Everyone,
Okay,
everyone in their superstitious ways for their sports and teams.
I believe you. That's cool. I don't got any in particular. I know San Antonioans. They have Spurs like religious candles. Uh, thought that was interesting. Uh, I don't know. I've never done anything like that. I mean, jersey wise, I don't really have jerseys except for like it's this uh, Elliot
Zeke?
from I
For
got the
Zeke?
Zeke jersey. And so on a few occasions they won, and a few they lost. I don't think I did. I didn't did anything to upset the universe to like make the Cowboys like lose that particular games.
I don't know.
So
I get paranoid. Like and also like specifically when I watch the Mexico national team, dude, I can't
yeah.
eat. I can't eat until they score the first goal.
Oh damn! So here, Daniel, here's like a double meat Whataburger, just how you like it. Oh,
No,
I
dude,
got him
I
to toast the
can't.
buns and everything. It's so
Oh
juicy and buttery.
no.
Oh, you gotta
I
wait for
know,
that.
dude. It's super
Shit's gonna
dumb.
get
It's super
cold.
dumb. It's
The
super
first,
dumb.
the first goal, you say, right?
In Mexico, the first Mexico goal.
Gee,
Like,
but whatever it is, like in the 90th minute.
I mean, if it's something like that, I get a little hungry. I'll just eat or whatever. But normally, I can't eat. I mean, I'll drink. I get super drunk or whatever.
I was about to ask. You can
Yeah, no,
drink a beer.
I drink. I would.
Damn straight. Better be getting buckets and pints and
It's
stuff.
bad. Dude, I remember we were one World Cup where it was like during the like 3-4 in the morning or something, like in I think it was
Oof.
Korea or something like that, or London or something like that, and it was we're like, oh fuck it, and let's just drink. We're just drink. So we drank. I'd be drinking like at 3, watching Mexico, and just like making videos of myself being drunk. Every time they would score, be loud, it'd be like 4 in the morning, like I'd be loud as fuck, like dude, like oh man, yeah,
That's what the game can do to you too, super fans.
yes, super fans, don't do it. All right, that's gonna be that might be another question, super fan question. What your specific superstition is?
Yeah. If you got superstitions, other
'Cause,
weird
yeah,
ones,
yeah,
we'll be grateful to hear them out, discuss them.
yeah.
Okay. We got a little off track. We were talking about the tournament going on over there down south.
Yeah,
Uh,
Liga MX, yeah, go for it.
that's cool. I guess the next question I had was, in your opinion, Danny, who would you be considering to be like a dark horse for this tournament?
So, just I think the dark horse of the tournament would be Monterrey. They're both America and Monterrey are still the Concacaf champions. So like the Concacaf now has like their own Champions League type of thing. It's MLS and stuff like that. MX, so it's not it's it's still in its early stages, if you will. But they're still in the top team, or they're still in the quarterfinals. They just won the quarterfinals, so they're both going to the semis. So that's who my dark horse is for this tournament. Because
It didn't matter who you picked. You, in your opinion, America's gonna beat them.
yeah, exactly. No, but Monterrey, just because they're kind of playing this at the same level, I feel like as America right now. I feel like they're just kind of a dark horse. You do have Funes scoring like most of the goals. The team, Mesa playing along there with them. So it should be pretty interesting. But I think my dark horse for the La Liguilla will probably be Monterrey.
Very interesting pick. All right. Any other things you want to discuss before we move things across the pond?
No, no, no. Go for it. Let's go. So we'll go ahead and actually go into our Champions League talk. So we'll go ahead and touch a little bit.
Champions League.
So we'll go a little bit into that. I know that we have touched a little bit into it. We won't get much other than just kind of talking a little bit of specifically of Chelsea. I know that they are obviously playing. They do play this Saturday. They do still have the EPL going on and stuff like that. But I do think that now more and more, that I kind of see them play and stuff like that. I feel like it now because people are like, oh, it's just a fluke, oh, whatever. Like, hey, Real Madrid is a real team. Champions League is still a real league, So it's they did obviously have the easier path, but I don't know. I feel like they still actually do have a chance. I know we'll talk a little bit more about it with one of my our friends or one of our super fans is gonna get on, and we'll talk a little bit more into that. But yeah, just wanted to just kind of follow up on that. Obviously, it is Man City versus Chelsea, and just kind of want to bring up. I know that I think that Chelsea is not there for. It's not a fluke. I do
It's
think
not hype.
it's not hype, and I think it is for real. I think we'll
uh,
see just kind of what's gonna happen.
okay. Let's give you a follow up question to that. Since you don't believe Chelsea's just hyped up for no reason. In your opinion, what are some things that Chelsea needs to do in order to, win more or at least score a lot more in this current game coming up?
Yeah, so I mean, I know they do have Man City has the stars, right? Like the big names. But we do have Mendy, our goalkeeper. We still do have Kante. He is, as far as I know, one of the best players in the world, and a World Cup champion. He still commands the midfield. I mean, I know that sometimes it gets a little rough, with the passing and everything, but he still commands it, and I still trust him. And honestly, I will forever trust him. I'm not gonna lie. Mount and Havertz, they're actually playing pretty good. They're starting to kind of emerge into their roles, if you will. And I feel like their pace and their energy, like in the attacking third, will kind of. I think that's gonna be a good way to just. I think they're gonna score. I think Chelsea just they can control the midfield and everything. The backfield's good with Silva and everything. but I think they just always had trouble scoring. But with Real Madrid, they were able to. I just think they just need to continue doing that. Just kind of have the confidence and just score, you know. Um, and City, it's they're pretty vulnerable against teams that break quickly in the counterattack. Which you have Mount, you have Mount, you have Kante, you have Havertz. So it's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be a pretty good battle. I want to say, I don't know. I don't know what the final score is, but I just want Chelsea to do. I think it might be like 3-2 or 2-2. I'll go with a tie.
Ooh.
I don't mind a tie, but I want them to tie scoring. Because if they
Yeah.
can tie scoring, dude, if he can tie scoring, and then go back to the second leg and play that, it gives you confidence because like, okay, we already scored, we already know we can, we just need to do it again. So, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Before we kind of press on, anything else you want to discuss with the Champions League aside from Chelsea?
No, I mean, we'll go a little more into that as we get like the rest of the crew, so we can get a little bit more opinions as we kind of
All right.
move forward into that. Again, we have one of our we do have one of our super fans. That is, sorry guys. We do have one of our super fans that we
How
do.
rude of you.
We do have one of our super fans that will be joining us later, this week or in a couple weeks, as we kind of prepare him as he'll get us kind of talk to us a little bit more into what European soccer just in general and Champions League and stuff like that. He's one of our more of our EPL experts, if you will. So we'll definitely go into that a little bit more.
Okay. I just want to add a few comments.
Yeah, go for it.
Since we're talking about football, as we Americans call soccer, as for our local team in Austin FC, just a quick little update on how they've been doing.
Go for it, Austin FC.
Unfortunately, they did lose a close game this past weekend to Sporting Kansas City, I believe they're called. The score of 2-1. Yeah, I know. Austin did have their one goal in the 7th minute, which was pretty early, by John Gallagher. And pretty much from that 7th minute on, it was just back and forth, low scoring affair. And then just when things looked pretty promising, I don't know who jinxed them. It wasn't you, Danny, because you don't have their jersey yet. It was Kansas City. Kansas City scored in the 82nd minute, and then just to embarrass them more in the 90th minute. It was pretty devastating. It was like, damn. I was watching the game.
Didn't they get recorded? Didn't they lose the captain?
I'm not familiar. Maybe they did. But I had a lot of hope, and just it went all to shit in the last few minutes. So yeah, let's see if they can redeem themselves this upcoming weekend. They're gonna stay in LA. I believe they're gonna play with the Galaxy. That's on Saturday, the 15th at 2:30 in the afternoon. Galaxy's currently 3-1, so it's a big test right there going on. So that's just a little bit news, adding on to soccer for them Austin FC folks out there who are watching.
Nice. Yeah, right now they're currently in the 9th standing of the Western Conference. I know that you do get 7 do go in to the final series playoffs, and then I think the first one does actually have a bye, I believe, something like that. I'll have to figure out kind of how the MLS, because I know they keep changing their format, trying to make a little bit whatever, however it is that they're doing that. All right, so
sorry,
go for it.
I just want to also add that since we're talking about local teams, we're going to switch to sports. Just a small little announcement I had for baseball. Switching to baseball, the Diamond Talk.
Oh yeah, go for it. Let's just go ahead and do some Diamond Talk. Go for it.
It's just a small little thing I got going on. Currently, Yeah, there's some games going on. I was watching the Astros when they were playing the Angels in that series. They're playing earlier this week. Unfortunately, they the Astros lost for the second time. They lost again. They lost 5-4. I think it was like Tuesday, I want to say. And then the Rangers, like they clobbered like the Mariners on like Sunday, and then they just lose back to back games against the San Francisco Giants. So both teams like desperate for some wins, and lo and behold, they got a 4 game series matchup right now, starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for pretty much in-state rivalry action. I mean, I got the got the background of the Rangers, but I'm always root for Texas teams, but I hate choosing between them. I hate that civil war. Uh, I just root. Yeah, too bad they can't have a tie. Uh, so I guess I'll lean more towards the Rangers. I know we got our buddy Corey. He's currently rooting for the Astros. I think he might even be at that game. Uh, I can't see what the score is. It is okay. Well, it's pretty close in bottom of the eighth. So for those of you watching at home, like you understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's a good little in-state rivalry. Astros fans and Rangers fans. Like I want y'all to be trash talking and stuff. Like see who wins today, and then there's 3 more games to go. So that's pretty much all I wanted to add with baseball. That nice rivalry going on.
Nice, nice. We'll definitely go ahead and bring more diamond talk as we continue on into the season, and go ahead and explore into our other sports. Also, we'll go ahead and continue on into our next segment, which is our NFL Week One. So we're just gonna talk about Week One. I know they did again. They released the schedule. Like I said,
Release the schedule.
I think they've released the whole schedule today, but that they released the week one that was yesterday. So, real quick, obviously their first game, opening game, we have uh the on Thursday, we do have the Cowboys, Buccaneers. I don't think it's gonna be a very competitive game. I do think the Cowboys do lose their first game of the season. I mean,
Oh
I
no.
I
Bruh.
mean, it's just gonna be one of those things. And but they're obviously doing it. The NFL's doing it for marketing reasons, right? They're obviously the biggest brand against the champion or whatever. So I don't know. It's just I think I don't know what the line is or anything like that, but I just don't. I mean, I think it should be a pretty interesting game. I don't think it's gonna be like super good, but that's just me. But I know Cowboy Nation is gonna eat me alive. So,
Blah, 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 blah. They ate you alive like
oh
Zeke
my
eats touchdown celebrations.
god. But
Blah, blah, blah.
yes.
Yeah, you said the Cowboys versus Buccaneers for marketing, for money, for dollars and cents. That's why they did that matchup.
Yes,
Well,
literally.
then they should have did the Buccaneers versus like Jake Paul. That'll get pay-per-view and then some money. But yeah, I let's see how Dak Prescott, like if he can return to his old form. But yeah, I hate to admit it, but the Bucks they got a lot of firepower. A lot of them returned back. They're gonna be scary. Uh, so yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Cowboys win. That ass, love it. But we got other good, interesting matchups too
I was gonna
after
say
that Thursday.
no, my bad. I was like on mute, of course, right? I was in problems. Um, so yeah, so in this case, obviously, that's gonna be the first game of the season. It's a marquee game, obviously marquee teams. But yeah, just kind of at a week one, what kind of pops out to you real quick, just off the top of your head, Art.
Cool. I mean, not that it interests me. I know our buddy Adrian, who's like a Arizona Cardinals fan. They're gonna Cardinals are gonna be the play against the Titans, and we all know Derrick Henry. He's just gonna run all over him. Uh, so screw the Cardinals. Now the Jaguars. Interesting to see what they look. New coach,
Okay,
new Golden Boy quarterback out of Clemson.
fresh,
Uh,
fresh.
fresh out of Clemson, and then I mean, I don't know who's going to be the QB for the Texans. The whole Deshaun Watson, like, it's kind of been on the back burner. I haven't heard nothing new about that. See who they're gonna, who their quarterback's going to be. But yeah, mainly to see Trevor Lawrence in his debut. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
And Urban Meyer. I think isn't it Urban Meyer's debut in the NFL too? Unless he was an assistant coach somewhere where we didn't know.
yeah, but just not like a head coach or whatever. Yeah, it's his
Okay.
debut. Yeah, it's
Uh,
debut as a head coach. Yeah, because he's never. I don't think he's ever actually been a head coach.
yeah. I think you expressed some interest to see how Sam Darnold will do as the
Yeah,
Panthers versus the Jets.
so in this case, yeah, so kind of going piggybacking off of you. So I agree with the Jaguars Texans. I'm excited to kind of see Trevor Lawrence as well. I'm actually like very excited to see him just because I know that they keep. I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit too much of a hype, but I don't know. Of course, right? And it's Jaguars. I think Urban Meyer more than anything because they're like, a lot of people don't agree, and not that they don't agree. They're like, oh, Urban Meyer, whatever. He's just, they don't know if it's gonna work or whatever. Dude, I think that more than anything with Urban Meyer, the thing that he brings to specifically to the organization, this is just a little bit of maturity, or like kind of like more like not maturity, but like in the sense like there's like a grown up in the room type of feeling, where I don't know. I feel like the other coaches or like the like I don't know, like the owners. I don't know. There isn't like that real like kind of like central figure. Maybe just because Urban Meyer is like such a kind of a little bit more of a known commodity or whatever of a name, right? But I feel like with him, they're gonna bring a little bit more organization, a little bit more maturity, a little bit more like substance to like what they actually do. Um, so I don't know. I'm pretty excited to see him as play as a coach, and I guess the Texans as well. What that situation is, they might end up, fixing that. They might not. So that's gonna be interesting. Another situation that's gonna be interesting right now that we kind of really don't know is the game, the Packers Saints. Right now it'd be an amazing matchup. The Saints, brand new Saints.
Yeah,
On
who's the QB going to be for the Saints now? Drew Brees is retired now.
I mean, it has to be Jameis, right?
I think he's
Famous.
more famous, Jameis.
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna have a like a what is it, a QB competition or whatever, like QB competition or whatever. I'm
Yeah,
sure I'm sure it's gonna end up being Jameis, and then was it Taysom Hill, and then whatever. I don't know if they drafted a quarterback or anything. But I think that's just gonna be that. And then for the Packers, well, obviously, right now it's up in the air. You know, you really don't know if he's gonna stay, if Rogers is gonna stay, if he's not gonna stay, if this and that or whatever. I don't think it's gonna be as interesting if he doesn't stay. you know.
oh man, that Aaron Rodgers circus. It's must see TV, man. See what happens with that
It is,
dramedy.
dude. Dude, I
It's a
was I was
dramedy.
talking I was talking to a coworker, dude. I was talking to a coworker. I still think I don't know, dude. I still think it's too much drama. Like I understand. Like I understand that you've done so much for organization, and that there's not an owner I could talk to, this and that or whatever. But I'm like, dude, like you're getting paid a lot of money. Okay, that's that. You're getting a lot of respect. Okay, whatever. And maybe I don't know. I do agree with the whole they nearly gave him weapons and stuff like that. I do agree on that. I don't know. Maybe it's the GM, whatever. I'm not even gonna go there. But and I mean the fact that they chose the one thing that kind of annoyed me, the fact, well, I guess, I mean, because I'm not in the league, right? But that he goes like, oh, it's because you guys got Jordan Love, as my QB. I'm like, bro, did this the same thing to you? Like, what happened to you? You got drafted. Who was your QB? Brett Favre. Oh, okay, one of the most, you know, one of the best QBs in NFL history. You're bad, you know? And like you turned out good. You know, you're pretty good. You know, I don't know. I mean, he ended up being a natural talent. I mean, not that he should care for this other guy, but like, what do you care about what they do? You know, like for their future. You know, like, I mean, I understand that you want to win now, and you could have gotten someone better and stuff like that. But what about the other years? Like, you didn't bitch about them. Like, you had so many other like first rounders. Like, no, well, you guys didn't give me a receiver. Like, okay, dude. Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes, and they're like, oh, well, players need a little bit more empowering or whatever, and maybe they do, but sometimes it's kind of like, dude, and I like, I understand you're the QB, I understand you put the most points and stuff like that, and I understand you're like, all time, but you're getting paid, bro, and you want me to get people, well, make up your mind, Dak or Rogers.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, we could have a whole episode on Rodgers. I mean, obviously with the other crew, we could really tear into it and dissect it further, and rumors and backstabbings and all this stuff. It's
If
crazy.
you're the
Rodgers.
GM,
what do you think, Crack AV? You think like players should stay, like specifically like NFL? Should they be empowered, or should they like just
I think there's
be
always
more-
room for them to be empowered, but I think they should. I think they should just eat that contract.
yeah.
It's a really nice contract. Better than any contract I'm ever going to be handed in my life. So yeah, I think they should.
Just
I don't
eat
know.
them and just eat it and cut them. I mean, I would get like food for him, or not food, but like
You can do that.
stuff for him. Get a couple picks. But Tosco was like, no, give me four first rounds. Like, espérate, way. Like, I don't know about that. I mean, I'll do like maybe 3, maybe 2 first round, 2 and 2. Like, that's what they did with who they trade that they got. That was like 2 and 2. Oh, it's Stafford and Goff.
Mm.
So
Oh, yes.
I mean, I can say okay, maybe 3 first rounds. Okay, fine. Yeah, 3 first rounds, but not 4. Espérate, dude.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Talking about the scenarios.
I'm not gonna pick for like 4 years. Like, but it's true though. Like, because if you do that, that's fine. But you need to win now. Like, so, and I don't think in this case, I don't think, I don't know. It might be ready. I think like I think out of the best team, I think it would still be the Broncos. Just
For a
There's a
Rodgers
QB
landing
right-
spot.
There's a QB right there with power. Was it John Elway?
yeah, I was like,
Like as soon as you're done playing, as soon as your contract is done, like you're offered so much more on after that. So it's like, you got a pretty good path on going ahead. I mean, you can make all the noise you want towards your GM if you want, but I know as soon as he's done and retired, he's going to be on to much better things than just quarterbacking for the Packers.
dude. I mean, he's like already.
You wish
tryna-
he was going to the Raiders.
Dude, he's
we all know
already-
it, Evan.
Dude, he's already like trying to be like Jeopardy host and stuff. Like like it's kind of like, dude, I don't know. I feel like it is that. I feel like that's a little diva. But I don't know. I think, like I said, I think the Broncos have the best chance. I think he might actually end up going to the Broncos. But I don't know. I don't know. John Elway would love to obviously have Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know how much he would give up for him. I know they're putting up packages and stuff like that, but I don't know. Should be pretty interesting. The other game I did want to just kind of touch on is actually the Jets and Panthers game. More than anything, just because say Sam Darnold plays his old team, whatever. It's not gonna be interesting in like week 8 or whatever. No one cares. But they just traded this guy. Might as well.
That's fine. No, you have your reasons, but like, let's see, your Jets Panthers, or you turn on into like a grudge match between the new and improved Cleveland Browns at the Dog Pound, Baker Mayfield versus the Kansas City Chiefs. See if they could rebound from that loss, the Super Bowl loss. That should be a very interesting game, entertaining. it should promise to be entertaining.
Do you think the Browns can upset the Chiefs or nah?
Hey, they were riding high last season. They were like, they were. I thought they would get pretty deep in the playoffs, and I think like they're moving in a very positive direction going on.
They still got
Uh,
Chubb. I think they have. I think I know they have Chubb, but I don't know if they have
I don't know if
um,
what's his face will come back. That the receiver.
OJ
OBJ.
Beckham.
Odell
Yeah,
Beckham Jr.
Odell Beckham Jr. See if he comes back.
Yeah, yeah. I think what's his face is there for the other guy?
That guy with the name and
The
does the thing
receiver.
with the ball.
He's got hair.
God.
Uh,
I,
those of you watching, you can tell we're the B team, right? But we look good doing it.
That's correct.
Landry.
Landry.
Jarvis Landry. Yeah.
Landry.
Jarvis Landry. I think he's gonna end up emerging. So like fantasy owners like calmao. Cause I don't know. I think like OBJ is he just gets hurt, dude.
Yeah.
Like he just gets hurt.
Meanwhile, your laundry stays fresh.
Yeah, and more than anything, like it's two receivers. I feel like they're just very not identical, right? And like the way their their physical attributes, but kind of like the way they play, like or not the way they play, but they play off of each other very well. But I feel like Landry's would just be the better receiver. And honestly, like cause Chubb, dude, Chubb is gonna go hard like this year.
Chubb.
Dude, honestly, like for real, like he is. And they still have Kareem Hunt. And now they have a Clowney. Boom.
I forgot about that clown.
Dude.
Everyone's scared of clowns, and Clowney's the clowniest of them all.
They actually did end up getting a corner, believe it or not. I think so. I think they got a corner.
I don't believe it.
I don't know, but I think that's what it was. I don't know. They got a defensive end. For their draft, so like, or they had a really good draft. So like, they got a couple good defensive players. So that should be pretty good. The Browns, and then now the Chiefs. Now they have a new revamped O line, so that's gonna be very interesting to see. Sammy Watkins is no longer with the Chiefs. Who else? I think everyone else is pretty much back for the Chiefs. Yeah, so far, right? We'll figure out, after camps and stuff like that. But yeah, so
I'm just saying that'll be an interesting matchup.
There we go. So yeah, so in this case, guys, just kind of following up with on Art, with Art. Just want to give just a quick shout out again to our audience that is watching. For you guys as well, it's just any of our questions that we do have or any comments, just go ahead and leave them on there so we can go ahead and answer again any questions, any comments, any jokes you might have.
To bring it up on the next week's show.
Yeah, so especially like NFL stuff, we do like to accumulate stuff so we can or questions really from our audience. So we can talk about it like week by week as it goes. I know it's obviously preseason for that, but it's never too late, right? So just kind of moving along. So real quick, kind of moving along with that. Let's see. Where are we going into the last part of our stuff? The Spurs already played, right? That game already ended? Don't tell me. All right, just tell me, but don't tell me the score.
The Spurs, unfortunately, lost a very close one to the Knicks.
God.
So they have two more chances for the Saturday-Sunday back-to-back matchups with the Phoenix Suns. And hopefully the Suns will be in resting mode. They'll sit out Booker and Chris Paul, like give us a shot.
God. Yeah, so all right, well, we'll definitely talk a little bit more Spurs, hopefully.
Yeah. How'd America do, bro? Did that game end?
The what? Yeah, yeah, but I don't want to check it. I think we lost. Hold on.
Fine, I won't say nothing.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
And currently, Astros and Texans, Rangers are still going at it. Bottom of the ninth. Won't say the
Oh.
score though.
Oh no! They get Sanchez the red card.
Oh,
Damn
no.
it. Dude, they're down 3-1.
Nice. I like that red card music, Kevin.
Yeah, I know.
You see it red. Card!
Yes.
Nice.
All right, guys. All right, guys.
All
So
music
we're just gonna go
provided
ahead
by
and start.
Studio 13th Day.
So in this case, just to finalize everything, we're gonna go ahead and talk again about what's harder to win, an NFL championship or an NBA championship. So we're gonna go ahead and revisit that question real quick, and I don't know if we got any answers, but we'll just go ahead and just ask it again, just through the little round table question. We'll go ahead and actually start with Mr. Crack AV. Just I know we talked about last time, NBA or NFL, what's harder?
I'm gonna stick to my answer. It's gonna be NFL definitely for me. Yeah. I know there's so many games in basketball that you can, potentially be the championship, but I think you got to thread the needle a little tougher with NFL. So yeah, NFL Super Bowl. Yeah, only the gifted of the gifted are going to be there.
Dang. What do you think, chat? What do you think? Super fan art, talk to me.
I concur with Evan. NFL is definitely, the more physical sport, more susceptible to injuries. Obviously, if one key piece, offensive piece or defensive piece is gone, that can change the whole dynamic of the game. NBA is in a tournament, not tournament format. Well, currently it is now, but it was a series format, whereas the NFL, the playoffs, that's just one and done. So obviously, I think I mentioned as an example, the Packers. The Packers were riding high last season, and Rodgers had MVP caliber. Like they pretty much won the MVP, but they ran into that, bad coaching call at the NFC Championship with the Buccaneers, and they end up losing they lost to Brady. They didn't get the ball back because of Brady.
Yeah.
So, if LeBron loses like 2 games, they'll just shrug it off and they'll win 4 straight. So it's a lot more difficult in many forms or fashions with NFL.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I actually do agree as well. I think the NFL is just harder just because it's a more physical game. But I'm gonna make the argument for the NBA. There is a lot of games. There is not just regular season games, but also playoff games. And not only if you can go to potentially 4-game sevens. That's 28 games just to win a championship after your, well, I guess it's not 82 game season anymore, right? But whatever game season it is, I do still think it's hard, and especially in I feel like in NFL, there's a lot of the next man up, where if you do get hurt, it sucks for you, no offense, right? But someone, there's more players on the team. There's 11 man starting and 53 on the roster, right? That you can just kind of switch around and rotate and stuff like that. Or in the NBA, if one of your key players goes down, well, I guess in the NFL too, right? But one of your not even key players, but one of your maybe key bench players or something like that goes down, then it kind of changes the entire dynamic of your team. Compared to just shuffling him in for another O lineman or whatever. So you can argue that, where, if a small injury happens to, Kawhi Leonard, Chris Paul, Embiid, Giannis, LeBron, any of these Harden, any of these stars were small little pool, boom, we have to miss a game. Well, now you have to miss 3 days. Now, well, 3 days is 2.5 games or 2 games or whatever, and maybe those 2 games are the deciding factor with of the series. So it's crazy how I think it's still, while I think it might be relatively hard to win the NBA. I'm sorry, to in the NFL more than the NBA.
Yeah.
I still think it's hard as hell to win in the basketball.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You're saying NFL, like players are a little more rotational,
Yeah.
whereas this very small roster, like you kind of forced to lose. You kind of forced to lose one man in the NBA.
And you can argue that the NBA is a little bit more of an endurance game, whereas football is more of a spurt game, where like it happens in spurts, like in fast spurts. So not that saying that one is quicker but better or whatever than the other. They're just different like that. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and just start ask our next superfan question of the week. So the next superfan question of the week was, what'd you ask superfan Art?
Is it the Popovich question?
Yes.
Nice.
All right, so the superfan. So go for it. Go ahead and introduce that.
Right. I just brought up the question of which current NBA players out there could stand to use a little bit of coaching under maybe like a boot camp under Coach Popovich. See if he could scare these players straight and get their egos in check and turn them into contenders. So any players out there, current players, who could use some good coaching?
Nice. So I don't know. That should be pretty interesting. Maybe a couple of young players, like I don't
younglings.
know. A couple. So we're gonna we'll post that question up later on in our Instagram and our Facebook, so you guys can go ahead and just follow us. So we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping it up, guys. Just want to give a quick shout out to all of our friends watching us on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. We're actually gonna be on Instagram Live next week as well, and we're gonna start kind of expanding a little bit. If you guys are interested, quick thing. If you guys are interested in being a super fan or a contributor to the show, we are welcoming any spots. You guys can definitely either send us an email. Honestly, you guys can just send us a DM to our Facebook, Twitter, or I don't think we have Twitter yet, but Twitch, or our YouTube channel. Also, obviously our email. Honestly, just go hit up the IG. All right, guys. So that's it for this week. Hope y'all can chill with us next time. Again, this is from San Antonio, Texas, to your ears. Love for you guys to be here next time as well. Follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. I want to thank all of our sponsors today. Music provided by Studio 13. Of course, we got Crack AV on the tracks. This is Danny BMD signing off, saying letters to all of y'all. Go ahead and bring that home, Arturo. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan. Lesson of the day is Alex Rodriguez will join a group to purchase the Minnesota Timberwolves for $1.5 billion. So it looks like he's already looking for some kind of rebound from that J-Lo breakup. Woo! Remember, sports are great, but mean nothing without y'all, the fans. This is episode number 29. Until next time, folks, be cool, stay safe, give a little, Evan.